What did I get myself into? Good evening, everyone. Coming to you live from Derail Valley, specifically the steel mill. And in the last video, we played the game a little differently. We set some ground rules up and made it so that we would not use special abilities to play the game. And this means no fly, no dashing, try to avoid running, and play the game from the ground level, so to speak, as if we were actually in the game. And so, in this video, we are going to continue on that and do another one. In the last video, we arrived with some empty flats to the steel mill from Forest Central on a logistics haul. And in this video, we are going to head over to the office and see what we can find as far as another shunting order. Now, before I do that, I do want to make sure that I've delivered my paperwork from yesterday, because I'm not really sure exactly where this save took place, but it does look like we're good. So, goods factory in town sounds like something really good to go out of town on, which we will. We're going to start off with just a shunting move here. And yes, I am going to use the DE2 to do that. What do we got? So, 2 drop-offs with Cairo Oxygen. It's a new one. So, looks like a time bonus of 66 minutes. So, like, if you get it done within like an extra hour or so. This may require a hazmat thing that I don't have, but we're gonna give that a shot here, I think. So let's lay this down on the table real quick. Let me check my licenses. I have some licenses, but I don't have all of the licenses yet, so I still need hazmat 1, but we can get that now, I suppose. We do have the money. Okay, so we now have in our hand the hazmat 1 license, which we do need for this. And I think that should cover it. We can try to make this move now. We'll go ahead and throw this into the order validator. Also, I'm getting used to certain numbers being associated with certain objects, so I want to make sure that I get that correct. I need to find a place to put these licenses too, because this is my backpack right here, and it's getting pretty full of things I probably don't really need. So maybe next time we're in Harbor in Town, we can check out the shop and see if there's anything we can use to kind of organize those. But in the meantime, we now have that order in our hands right here. Let's see, our remote is good to go as far as the battery. And we can find these cars. It's basically going to be a pickup and then dropping off to 2 locations within the steel mill. Pickup location is going to be B3I, so this is the B yard. And actually, that's B3I right ahead there. And then it looks like some of these cars are going to be going to A7L. Others are going to be going to B8S, which is, if it's B yard, it should actually be right over there. So let's see what we're doing here. So we're unloading all of the cars actually at A7L. So going over to A7L with all of them, and then setting over to B8S, and then B7S with the rest of them. So, okay. In this game, I'm also going to avoid using the switch remote feature as well, as much as possible. I'm going to walk back over to our DE6 right now. These should be the cars right here. And B3I. Okay, B3I, yeah. So those are the cars. There is going to be another challenge in this video, which is that the remote control only works like basically by solar power. So the fact that we are now away from the sun is going down and we don't have the caboose to use like the charging station, it means we're going to have to kind of play that constructively. We are again going to waste no time in getting moving here. First step is going to be to clear out to the yard lead, and then we can go back into the track that we want. So let's go ahead and make that move now. We'll do it with the controls on the engine instead of the remote, just to save the battery as much as possible. Let's see. Alright, climbing down. Get our switches by hand. As per the object of this entire game right here. It doesn't look like we're lined into B3I already. It sure does. That just happens to be that way, so that's a big help. Another thought could have been just to line those switches up as I was walking back from the office, but I didn't think about that. Again, as I said in the last video, when we're doing this way, we're trying to limit how much walking we do as well. That means we use the train to move to us as much as possible, and also use the train to get from one place to another, you know, when it's practical, when it's reasonable, I should say, because you know, there's some situations where it's just faster to walk. Now, with the steel mill, it does seem like most of the switching takes place on this end of the yard. So that's a just a good little thing to note there, because it, you know, means we don't have to think about doing like a run around or whatnot. All right. Say we are hooked or bumped up against the cars here, so we can go and get the link all put together. I don't know what you call this type of coupler, but a European style coupler, I guess. And thankfully the handbrake is on the correct end. In the last video, we demonstrated how you can get a handbrake on the opposite side of the train without having to walk the whole way. So if you didn't see that last video, check it out, please. Now, I'm going to ride this train up, because we're going to be going over there, I believe, to the spur tracks over there. For that reason, that's just going to mean, you know, we're going to have to pull upwards to the north end of the yard anyway, so there's no use in walking or starting to use the remote at this point. We will be needing it very soon, however. As we... what is that? Oh, that's the sign. Okay. I'm trying my very best to edit the like coughing and stuff out. My allergies are starting to affect me because it's that time of the year, you know? This is the kind of job right here that the DE6 is actually probably really good for, and I've made the argument already, but I'll make it one more time, which is, you know, the DE6 is a good engine for switching just as much as it's, you know, good for doing like road assignments. So, you know, that being the case, I really have, I'm not really sure why the developers decided to do away with the remote feature, but to me, this is the switch we're going to need up here. To me, it's not much of a, you're not gaining much of a challenge by not using it, or by disabling it. So there is a mod though, if you're interested. We also need to get this cab light on, because that's not working out very well. There is a mod to re-enable the... Is there another light on this side? Interesting. To re-enable the remote. Yeah, this is where that remote is going to come in handy. Let me get my flashlight out. Jeez. Okay. Let's see. So this is where the switch is at. And we're going to have to pull this train down into the clear, and then we can shut into the yard. Let's just real quick while we're thinking about it, let's pull out that map and go over here with that, a little bit of the headlights. Okay, so we need to, we're at the steel mill. A is going to be, must be these tracks down in here. We want to go to A7L. So the key here is probably 7L. L is this track right here. Now, I'm not going to line these switches up because we're going to do that as we go, but 7L is basically the first switch in, so that answers that question there. And then after that, we'll go about sorting these cars out back into the B yard once they're unloaded. Alright, so this is where that remote is going to come into play here. We're going to kind of step back a little and make sure this remote is paired up, and it is. And we're going to waste no time because I don't know how much battery life we're going to have. Train is still navigating its way out of the yard out there. Now, there is a way where you can recharge this remote by unlocking the caboose, which is in City Southwest. You would have to have the key for it, but after you obtain that key and you get the caboose, then you can basically spawn it wherever you need to. And it does have a charging station on it, I understand, so that will make life a lot easier, but we're not there yet. That'll be maybe the next video. Or, I don't know, maybe after we're done with the switch move, maybe we can get that caboose just to help us out a little bit for these videos that we're doing. This is going to be a heavy train, as you can see. It's with a lot of momentum. That away now. Flashlight on. Yeah, see, I really need a headlamp of some sort. Climb up on board and make our way into the yard over here. Let's just try to get an idea how far we're going down here. It looks like A7L is almost straight ahead, and it looks like the switch is good already, which that means that we're not going to have to worry too much. We do need to change directions here, and we can go ahead and start making that shove move. This is only to get these cars into the track to unload, and then after we unload, we can come back out and go about distributing the cars to the proper, like, outbound track. Definitely would be useful to have like a lantern or like a flare. I think there is a flare that I could use if I needed it. I don't know how much of a light source it will provide. Also, as we're coming in here, I'm gonna go ahead and bring this train down actually, because we need to stop right around here. So we're gonna shove this train in, but we can kind of see that the track is clear in that direction for the most part. We are in an industrial area here, so at this point we are going to hop off, that way we can shove this train in, and we are already in the correct direction. Just need to come off that brake. And as you can see, we are losing battery life pretty quickly here, so the faster that we do this, the better. I'm thinking maybe if I put the battery or the remote away, that maybe the battery will save just a tiny bit more. Okay, I think we're good as far as that goes. We're going to put the remote away one more time and cross over to the other side here. Come back down. Okay. Let's see. This is the kiosk right here. I think we're all in the track. So we're going to go ahead and do the unload now. What is this? This is... actually, this might be for the coal. This must be for the steam engine servicing. Okay, I guess we're walking. The actual kiosk must be down here somewhere. Again, we're just taking our time. We're not running. We're, unfortunately having to walk, which, is a fact of life for a conductor. I want to think it's on this side, but maybe it is. Maybe it is on the other side over here. Looks like it's right there. Got some, looks like new rail right here. Looks like some new rail. Maybe they just store the rail right there. There's something very peaceful about being out here at night. It's quiet, or it feels quieter. And we were just shy of that bumping post there. There is just a feeling of peacefulness out here. Please unload all my cars. Okay. I think we're good. Now, that being said, instead of walking the train length all the way back to the head end, we're instead going to, well, first we're going to look at these car numbers, because I want to see where these cars are going. This first cut's going to 8S. The other ones are going to 7S right next to it, so that'll be info for in a moment here, but we're not going to walk the train length back to the head end. We're going to climb onto the last car. We're going to pull this remote back out, and we are going to set our direction to reverse, come off these brakes, and we're going to make our move back out. You can feel the difference. This is much lighter now. It's responding much more. So after we come back out of the 7L track here, we can make short work of this, getting those cars put away, hopefully. I do have a feeling that we're going to find a lot more, we're going to find other cars in these tracks that we're going to have to tie on to, which is fine. We overshot just a tiny bit, but that's not the worst thing in the world. We're going to climb safely back down here. Just switch lines. And now we're going to take a moment here. We'll climb back on. Just going to safer that way. Okay. We're going to take just a quick moment here to go or review our map one more time and our orders. So 7S and 8S is going to require me to go to the next page on the steel mill. 7S and 8S are both on the far side here, the north side of the yard. So that should be over that way there. And that actually works out quite well. So we'll go through there and line ourselves up. So put that away, get back onto our remote and change our direction again to forward. Put some throttle back on it and take the brake off. We need to make our way to the next switch here, which will be against us. And then after that, it looks like the next switches are sort of set for us, which is great. We're at the stop just after this crossing right here. It is the middle of the night, so we shouldn't have many cars coming through here, so I'm not going to worry too much about blocking the crossing. That should be good for now. Okay, next switches are lined up, and then it looks like we got one more, which we will ride to. Just to save our legs a tiny bit here. Well, looks like the rain is starting to come down. Just like clockwork, anytime we're doing shunting activities, it seems. Let's see. Go ahead and get that lined up. So that is the switch between 7S and 8S. Right? Yeah. So it was lined for 7S, which does have some, both tracks have some cars in, which is not a major issue, but we do need to double check our orders one more time here. So the 922, which is this car right here, needs to go into 8. So the 922 up to the 407, which means we got the switch in the right direction. We're good there. Hop back up on board, and I'm going to ride down just to where the, because we got to make a joint, so I'm going to have to ride all the way into the joint for this move. Actually. Oh, every time. It never fails. With the rain. Never fails with the rain. At least it's not like a thunderstorm. Those are the worst. Alright, we'll hop off here. I really don't like how that happens in rolling, or, in Derail Valley. I'm not a fan of that whatsoever. gonna worry too much about the, yeah. All right. Yeah, cars move unnaturally. And I feel like it was never like that. It just started, like, more recently. All right, so let's see. There's cars in this track. I don't know how far they go down. I don't know if this is actually going to help. No, it's actually making it worse. We're going to assume, I hate to say that, I guess we need to make the walk down here and see. I was going to say, we're going to assume that these cars are going to fit in this track, but I can't say that for sure. Oh, there's the thunder and lightning. Man. Is there even room in this track for all these cars? I don't know if there's even room for all these cars. Like, this is a weird situation here. Like, I'm not sure how I'm supposed to put all these cars in that track. Like, there's definitely not room for all these cars. Come on, Derail Valley, what are you doing here? I didn't really want to do it this way, but we are. And this will give me a chance to kind of look at the other track and just see, I suppose, but we're just going to try to go all the way down to the other end here, and then see if there's some weird, like, thing going on. I mean, it has to be, because there's no way all these cars are going to fit. There's just no way. Yeah, like, I'm not sure how I'm supposed to put all these cars in this track. Oh, man, what are we doing here? What did I get myself into? Put that away for now. What did I get myself into? Yeah, it's got to go all the way to the 407. Like, that's way, 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 way too many cars that we're not actually going to fit into this track. Have we even started getting to the cars? 827? Where's 827? Not one of ours. Oh, 5, 6. We need to find a 407. 407 is where our cars start. 491. Still not it. $612. Still not it. $922. That's the start. Oh yeah, it's going the other way. So $922. Ugh, that's not going to work at all. Like, $922 to the 407. 429 right there. 503. No, other way. Jeez. I had hope for just a moment. 211. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 more. Is it really? Wow. Maybe this will just fit. 931. 407 is the last car that stays in this track. So 386. And I think I had a little bit of wiggle room down there, so this is the 100 or 123, and this should be the 407, which is mostly in the track already. Yeah, wow, that just fit in that track. My goodness. Let's say that's good enough. We're gonna find out if that's good enough, I guess. I'm pretty sure that'll be good enough for this. We need to apply a handbrake, and then, wow, I'm shocked. But that wouldn't have been the first time in railroading that happened, where you're like, I need to put more cars into a track than can actually fit. That's a very, very common issue, and a source of a lot of frustration on the railroad. Okay, so we disconnected. We now need to get our remote out here and really, really hope and pray that it'll stay. Oh, no, wrong way. I think these aren't knuckles. Oh, come on. There we go. Gotta change our direction. There we go. And coming out just enough. And I'm going to trust the yardmaster in this case. The DVRT yardmaster here at the steel mill in this case. And assume that he has it right for these tracks then, since he had that first one correct. I'm helping, man. I know you're in there somewhere. But he's got this correct, and we're gonna shove these cars in sort of blindly, just to the clearance points. Climb back on board one more time. And back to forward. Off the brake. So far, the battery is holding up. It just needs to hold up just a tiny bit longer here, and then we'll be good. I still haven't broke the rail driver back out yet, so I'm doing all of this by keyboard. Alright, now I could going back down here. I could just shove these cars in without connecting them, but that's gonna make work, like, life harder on the next guy. So we're not going to do that. We're not going to be that way. We are just going to go ahead and tie them up. I'm not going to do anything about the handbrake, though. We're going to go ahead and start throttling out. Shove this into the clear. I'm just realizing the clearances on these yard tracks are actually pretty tight. And I'm going to say that's good enough right there. We're going to apply the handbrake on this last car. That's the 640. And we should be good after that. Because that's the 407 and the 640 to 826 was the... So that should be all correct. And Whoa. Whoa. There we go. We can come apart real quick. That one. Let's see. I am sort of breaking from reality when I reach over to apply that angle cock there, but you know, maybe in the future we'll add that as another rule to this little series that we're doing right here. All right, that does it for that. Let's just go ahead and quickly gather our belongings here. Okay, I pressed the F key by mistake. It just brought us into the cab here. What I wanted to do is shut this engine down and turn these headlights off. Man, that's a dramatic sound. Do this the proper way, because we're gonna be calling it quits for the night, so leave this engine here for, I don't know, maybe the next person. These windows are all closed up. Breaker box. Knife switch is closed or open. Why don't you close? Oh. You don't have to do this. You can just go turn your orders in, and it kind of does like a little reset on your engine as soon as that happens. Make sure there's nothing coming. Of course, we know because Derail Valley doesn't really have any other like AI traffic or vehicles on the road or people, so we do know that, you know, it's not actually going to do anything anyway. But let's see here. So we're going to start that. We did all the things and the stuff, and we are complete. We'll go ahead and collect on our money, and we can pay down our fees. Let's see, how much was that for shunting? $668, which we'll go ahead and just pay now. And yeah, that'll do it for the night. We are finished with our assignment, and we will do this again in the next one. Thank you. Okay, so that's going to do it for the evening. We have successfully made the shunting move, and everything is put away now. Orders are turned in, and we're ready to call it quits for the night. So if you haven't, like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. We are trying to grow this channel out, and I'll hopefully see you in the next one very soon. Until then, I'm signing off.